Shalom Aleichem. Today in Mishnah Yomi land, we begin the 7th chapter, Perek Zayin of Gittin. Mi she'achzo kordiakus. A married man was seized by the illness called kordiakus. Now, this causes sort of mental derangement. Some people say it's a type of possession by a demon of the same name. But the symptoms involve him not being of sound mind and full mental capacity. Amar, and he tells people, Kitvu get lishti, go ahead, write a get for my wife. Lo amar klum, this is not a valid statement, creating agency, allowing the bystanders to indeed write and deliver the get. Amar, if he said, Kitvu get lishti, when he was healthy, he said, go ahead, write a get for my wife. He was totally normal, no kordiakus going on. Achazu kordiakus. Then after that, he entered a state of being mentally not the same. V'chazar. And now in this state, v'amar, and he tells the people, al tichtavu, no, don't write that get. Ein dvar machronim klum. The later statement is meaningless. He was sane when he told us to write the get. Now he is considered not mentally competent. He's telling us to stop, so we're not going to stop. We'll keep following the original order. Now, similar case, nishtotek, a husband who became mute. He has a serious form of illness. He's no longer able to speak. The Amrlo, and they told this husband, he might be, nearing the end of his days. Maybe he doesn't want his wife to fall to Yibum. They say, nichtav get lishtacha. Should we indeed write a get for your wife? Behirkin berosho, he nods his head like the yes nod. So does that really mean yes? So the Mishnah says, bodkino, so we need to check him out. Shlosha pa'amim, 3 times. We ask him 3 questions, yes or no questions. Im amar, if he says, now not really says, but nods or shakes his head. Im amar al lav, if he says no, al hen. And so basically he needs to answer 3 yeses and 3 nos with the nodding of his head or similar gestures. Harei elu yichtavu v'yitnu. Then the bystanders can indeed write and deliver the get because they can rely on his nod. Once it's been checked out 3 times that yes is yes and 3 times that no is no, then we can rely on this form of communication. Now on to Mishnah Bet, which actually returns to a similar theme that we saw in the last Mishnah of the 6th chapter. If a man can create a bezdin to oversee the writing and the giving of the get and how that's done. So Amru Lo, if they told a man, now in this case maybe the man's in the hospital, maybe he's very ill, and he has a brother, and they want to avoid Yibam, Nichtav get lishtaka, should we indeed write a get for your wife? Amr Lahem Ktovu, and he tells them, yes, write it. So it's important to point out the lashon, the word here used is Ktovu, write, which means specifically you should write. Compared to back in chapter 6, we saw the lashon tnu get leishti. The husband says, give the get. He could, in that case, be appointing a court to oversee everything. So in this case here, Amru l'sofer, these men who were appointed in the Ketovu word, they hired a sofer to write it. The sofer wrote it. Le'edim, they got 2 witnesses. V'chatmu, those 2 other guys signed it. Afol pi sheketvu v'tmu. Even if these outside people, these hired guns, they wrote it, they signed it, and tnuhu lo, and they gave it back to the husband. V'chazar and tanu law, and then the husband himself gave this get to the wife. Hare haget bottle. This is not a valid get. Now this Mishnah really clarifies if he says ktovu or kitvu, that has to be personal. Then the people he's talking to have to actually write the get. They're not empowered to be a court, to be a bezdin, and get someone else to write the get on their behalf. The Mishnah explains, Ad sheyomer l'sofer, unless the husband tells the sofer, ketov, write it, le'edim chatomu, and tells the witnesses to sign it. So this is important in a hashkafic sense. If somebody trusts you to do a specific action, like give tzedakah on their behalf, something really specific, you really need to be specific in fulfilling their intent. Versus someone just tells you, please get it done for me. So you go ahead and you get it done, or you get someone else to get it done. But if somebody really trusts you to do something specific, don't let them down. Do it the way they want it done. Yashar kochachem, be well.